Hi guys, and welcome back to my cooking channel. I'm really sorry I haven't posted in a few days because my iPhone crashed. Yep, I don't even want to go down there. I'm sure the guys that have iPhones out there can probably empathize with me. Anyway, today I am going to make a paprikasch, my Czech origin, and being Mother's Day today in Australia and other places of the world just reminded me of that beautiful dish that my mum used to cook with her extra secret ingredients, and she has permitted for me to post it on the internet. On the plus side as well, look at those guys. From a few green springs to a whole bush. Now I think it's time for me to replant everything. See you guys in the kitchen. Hello, and back in the kitchen, and it is actually a take two for me for this video because after the iPhone crashed I lost all my footage. But anyway, here we go. I've got some lovely veal, they're kind of like the Wiener Schnitzel cut type. They're not fillets, they're just veal, I guess, sides. 2 large onions all chopped up. I've got 2 cloves of garlic, yes, lots of garlic, sweet paprika powder and salt and pepper, a little bit of sugar just to get rid of the acidity of the tomatoes, which are not fresh. I didn't have any, but if you have fresh tomatoes, just use those. I tend to just do a dab of ketchup. Yeah, I know, cheating a bit. Half a liter of veal, chicken or beef stock, olive oil to fry the meat, and of course for the paprikasch we need loads and loads of those. I really love my veggies, so they say 2 for a kilogram of the veal, which I've got, but I just add another one. Now I better go and check with the other half here in the house that I'm not opening something for cooking that is somewhat precious. So anyway, you just do that to reduce the sauce, to make it really lovely flavor. Now let's get chopping. So that was quite a bit of chopping. We have de-seeded both the garlic and the capsicum, and I have done lots of dices, and then for the last capsicum I kind of kept it in strips just to match the strips of the veal. And we've got the chopped onions, and now we're just going to fry this in batches because I don't have a cast iron pan that's big enough to hold all of the meat. And then we're going to put it all together. Once this has been semi-seared, well, seared but not cooked through, then we're going to add this, the capsicum and the garlic and the onions and some stock and the tomatoes, and then we'll just let it cook and we'll go from there. Right here, so I've got the olive oil that's now getting nice and hot, and I'm just going to add about half of the veal into the pan. Now I'm using a cast iron pan. If you don't have one of those, don't worry about it. Just use whatever pan that you have that can really keep the heat. And here we go. And not too overcrowded, just to give it the possibility to brown nicely. And then we take it out and we do the second half. And don't stir it too much. Just let it sit there for about 3-4 minutes, then you give it a quick stir, and that's about it. And I guess we've come to that part, I guess I mentioned a secret ingredient right here. So now I've taken the meat out, and you can see this sauce is sort of like, if I left the meat in that, it would have actually started steaming. So this is now just the oil with some of the meat juices that I've taken out, and I'm letting it go and boil on heat full on, and I'm going to add, hang on a sec, a huge teaspoon of sour cream. I'm going to burn the sour cream with the oil and meat juice. Now that burnt flavor is what makes that paprikasch delicious. So you just have to let it go, mix up with the juice, let it sit there for a second. Well, a second, when I say a second, probably about 2 or 3 minutes, and you will smell it. So when it smells sort of burnt and like crispy, you add all the meats back in, your capsicums and your spices and all the rest of it. So as you can see, it's starting to get brown and it's starting to smell like it's burning. So this is now the time to go and add the meat. So here we go. And followed by all the rest. So now we're just gonna let it simmer for about 20 minutes until the capsicum is tender. I'm cooking some rice alongside, but you can choose whatever you like as a side dish, and the red wine goes in just at the end. Then I let it come back to the boil for about a minute and let it reduce so the sauce gets nice and thick. Right, so I've added the red wine and look how lovely and thick this has become. I didn't have to use any flour or anything to make it thicken up. I guess you just got to be patient with kind of dishes like that. So you just reduce it, and when you are happy with the consistency, then it's done. So we're getting towards the end of this video, guys. I'm just gonna show you how I do this. I mean, it's a very basic country dish. It's just really delicious. So you can make it a great presentation or not, you know. At this point I think it's just rustic, so let's not go and be fussy and restaurant like. Dish up a bit of rice on your plate, you know, give it quite a lot because we've got sauce and the sauce is delicious. So why not soak it up in a lot of rice, quinoa, whatever you choose. I'm just gonna go and scoop this all over here. Add just a bit more. Now I have added parsley because I love parsley, but it's not, you know, if you don't want it, don't worry about it. And of course you can go and do garnishes and what have you, but that is paprikasch. Enjoy!